I'm actually a little flushed. We are just building a garden today at 1 Cabrillo Elementary down in the city of Hawthorne. They're actually still finishing it up with about 50 volunteers from UCLA. Everybody knows why we should have school gardens. Everybody knows why kids should eat better. Our goal is to get a garden in every Los Angeles school. In the last 2.5 years, we've built over 60 school gardens across the city. Why can't a student walk through the front door of a school or be greeted in the cafeteria just as they would at H&M or the Gap? Doesn't cost any more money to be cheerful or to be pleasant or to be polite. If we're going to expect kids to behave, to think outside the box, to be creative, then we adults need to start leading by example. We're pretty proud of our work at Los Angeles Unified. Using volunteer assets, we've created 1-acre wildland habitats, reading gardens, edible gardens. Gardens improve air quality, increase exposure to the natural world, and encourage environmental stewardship. These gardens act as catalysts to show students just how versatile, delicious, and fun healthy food can be, developing positive attitudes towards healthy, fresh food, and increasing consumption of these foods. When I started this, really smart people would say, LAUSD is too difficult, too bureaucratic. They don't want your help. Enrich LA has succeeded where others have failed in rapidly getting our product, the garden, to our customer, the students. By expecting adults to step up, by treating the adult employees with respect and expecting them to help us. In fact, for every adult that dragged their feet, weren't so creative, refused to think outside the box, and in many cases, refused to break the rules, there was another adult who was willing to do so. We set out to encourage them, find them, and in some cases, reactivate them. You see, over the years, as our so-called leaders have duked it out in the newspapers and on TV over charters, teacher tenure, the list goes on. The progress has been happening quietly and locally at our local schools with principals, parents, and teachers doing the best they can to improve the system. You see, at the time, many of our neighbors in Los Feliz and Silver Lake, and we think we're pretty cool in Los Feliz and Silver Lake, we would send our kids to the 900+ API local elementary schools, Franklin Elementary, Ivanhoe in particular. And then we'd drop out of public school because the middle schools weren't good enough, and we'd go off to charters. King just simply wasn't good enough. Together we fundraised for an edible garden, a sort of a tangible beginning of the Renaissance. A warning shot, that simple edible garden sparked a few teachers. They brought classes to the garden. A custodian took care of the edible garden on her own time during that first summer. The cleaner a place is, the cleaner it is kept. And so we bought that machine. Volunteers watched the school campus. Everyone helped. Teachers and parents ran the machine. If you've never used a hot water pressure washer, then you've never used or never lived. It is exhilarating. The sound of the machine alone washing away the filth and dirt was the same as washing away old attitudes. 2007, 628, 2013, 843. Yeah. My children are at King Middle School, and it all happened because everybody decided to work together. Judy Murray's classroom at Franklin Elementary in Los Feliz, inviting and cheerful. Many do not look like this. Visuals matter. Mrs. Sasso, the principal of Franklin Elementary, where some of our children are, we have 4, by the way, she says a school is a special place to visit so that one can learn and be enlightened. Let's dress up for it, please. Chain link fences, lock gates, more correctional facility than community center. Now, can you imagine the district using all of its empty spaces, and God knows we got plenty of them, to have woodworkers, potters, filmmakers, writers, all sitting there every day, and in exchange for free rent, students and teachers would be energized. We as voters should insist that our elected leaders have their children in our public schools. Things would get fixed faster. The schools would get cleaned faster if Johnny came home and said to the mayor or to the city council member, my bathroom was filthy today, Dad, Mom, what are you going to do about it? March 21st, 1965, the March on Selma. How do you think people would have felt if MLK said, you know what, you guys go ahead, I'll be right at the back, okay? If you guys get in any danger, I'll be right here, you guys go ahead. Obviously, it wouldn't work. He led. He's a real leader. Our mayor and our city council members, they don't have their children in our public schools. And basically what they're telling us, they've sent a message. It's not good enough for my child, but you guys go ahead. We're adults. We can lead by example. We can work together. We can take risks. And if we need to, we ought to break the rules for the sake of our kids. Thank you very much.